I know you guys want to stop into the video already, but before we do that, we're going to be giving away $150 to one person in the comment section below. So all you have to do if you want to win $150 is like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on our Instagram.
So just like last time, comment your PayPal, your Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, everything you need to transfer money down below to you. Enter as many times as you want. This is unlimited. $150, that's like a 15-hour job. If you work 10 hours a day, that's a day's worth of work that you ain't gotta work for.
So once again, all you have to do is like this video, subscribe to our channel, follow us on our Instagrams, and then comment how you want to get paid. And here's the winner of our last giveaway in our last video. Right here. Okay, let's get into the video!
Oh my god, are y'all in a Tesla? Where TF did the Tesla come from? You guys got a Tesla? Oh my god. When did you get a Tesla? Y'all got a Tesla. And a Tesla. And a Tesla. And a Tesla. And a Tesla.
You got a Tesla! Can I go in the car? It's hot.
What?
Can I go in the car? It's hot.
Go for it.
Am I gonna be in your shot? You look nice. Look at yourself.
No, I don't. Ew.
Look at your hair.
I can't practice my dance move.
I know them other guys ain't been talking about the way I do my eyes. They heard I was good and they wanna see.
You look good in it. Do the autopilot. Do the autopilot.
I'm scared.
You paid for the autopilot. You're gonna do autopilot. The autopilot so we can have a staring
No,
contest.
you're putting pressure on me. Elon. What's his kid's name?
AXEW equals sign question mark.
Question mark.
Remember when your car broke down? She used to drive a broken car. Car can't break no more. And we couldn't go nowhere with your car because it broke down. Then we had to use my car for 3 years. If you put on autopilot, you don't have to be driving. You can cry. I'll let you cry.
Should I try it?
Try it.
I'm so scared.
Look, there's a person right in front of us with a Tesla. They're probably doing the same thing. Make friends with them.
Should I do it right now?
Do it.
Ah!
Is it on?
It's on.
How do you know if it's on?
I'm not doing anything.
You're not doing anything?
Oh, okay. Stop. I'm scared.
No, you gotta go for it.
Okay, I'm gonna try it again after I merge right here.
Okay.
Should I let it take this exit?
Yeah, let it.
Oh, okay. I'm lowering the speed. I'm lowering the speed. Oh!
That's actually crazy. I'm actually in shock. How do you feel, Tesla driver? Saving the planet. Save the Earth.
Oh, he wants to switch lanes.
It's
Okay.
changing. Oh my god. You know, whenever it does that, like, my stomach goes right in my ass. Where's your stomach?
I'm not touching it. I'm not touching the wheel. I'm not touching the gas. Watch her go. Oh. Hi. Welcome to the vlog. I don't think we introed this video, but as you can see, we're very excited because I just bought a car. Should I put it on autopilot so I could talk? That is so crazy to say! Ah! Oh, I have my foot on the brake.
Now
She's slowing down. Oh my god! That is crazy! I'm gonna talk extra nice about the Tesla so the AI doesn't switch up on me. Hello, welcome to the vlog. I just bought my dream car. Okay, I have a story time and do not skip. I need you guys to listen to this story, please, because I really want to tell you guys a story. You guys are probably like, why is she so excited over a car or like a hunk of metal? It's just a car. Okay, I'm just gonna put this out here right now. I wasn't gonna buy this car, but I'm gonna explain later like why we ended up getting the car and like what events led up to us getting this. So as he mentioned, I haven't had a car for 3 years, which ironically is the amount of time we have been together. When I first started talking to him, my car broke down, and if it was not for my car breaking down, it was my first car, it was my baby, and then it ended up breaking down, and then I couldn't afford to keep up with the maintenance. Like, I literally had no money to my name. I only had like $200 at the time. Didn't have enough money to buy a car, so I had no choice but to give it up, and it was the most heartbreaking thing for me, which is crazy because I feel like if it wasn't for that happening, we would not have gone together. You were there, and then you basically, I mean, you kind of liked me or whatever. You were there and you're like, oh, well, you know, I can help you get to work and stuff. I can help drive you around.
I was essentially your chauffeur.
My little Uber driver. I literally had no money at the time, and the reason I keep emphasizing that is because like 3 years ago I would have never thought that I would be getting my dream car. You know what I mean? Like, I remember being in high school, hearing my psychology teacher, Mr. Mahoney, hopefully you're still alive. He was really old. If you're still alive and you're watching this somehow, thank you for telling me about Teslas. But I remember he was like,
guys, they're building this new car and it's supposed to drive itself and you can just connect it to your phone.
and I remember like always telling myself like, that is insane That sounds so freaking crazy. I don't care what I have to do. I'm going to get that car one day. So going back to the reason why I didn't have a car for 3 years. This is probably going to be like the most transparent that I'll like I'm like very, I don't know. I'm too excited.
Exactly.
Like this is probably going to be like the most transparent. Oh my god, I'm already crying. Ah, I did my eyelashes for this occasion too. This is like so first world. I'm like crying on Tesla. I know, I feel like I sound so dumb, like crying over like getting a car and like material things.
But it's not, I don't think it's dumb.
Like to me, that guy's laughing at me. He's laughing at me because he saw me crying, and I'm like. So obviously, you guys know, like we started YouTube 2 years ago, not knowing how it was gonna take off. And then the second people started watching us and we started making money, like my first instinct was just to save every single dollar. Like the second that I started making money on YouTube, I feel like I sound like singing in cursive. Oh, love. The second that I started making money on YouTube, my mom would always tell me, just save every dollar, like don't spend money. And I'm first gen, so my parents were immigrants. They immigrated here from the Philippines in the 90s. And like growing up, money was always tight for us, you know. My parents always made ends meet, you know, but to put things in perspective, like our first year doing YouTube and like our first year together, like you ended up moving in with me, you know, and we never said this on YouTube, but like I was living with my mom, but where my mom was living and where my home was for 7 years was at her work. So we technically didn't have a home. I was living at her work because she couldn't afford to have like her own apartment or her own house or anything. And where she works is do you want to explain it? Explain it because you're like in better shape right now and I'm like a mess.
Where her mom works is sort of like this convalescent home that, you know, caretakers work at to tend to people with disabilities, special needs, intellectually challenged, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
So that's where her mom would work.
And that's where she currently works still, and that's where she currently lives. It's a house with 6 rooms, and my mom had a room, and then I had a room.
And it wasn't a, you know, 6 rooms sounds huge.
It sounds huge, but it wasn't.
It's not a big house with 6 rooms.
Yeah, and we weren't living, like I feel like it sounds like, oh, free rent, you know, like you live there, how cool. It really wasn't, you know, and for 6 years, like I couldn't have any friends over at my place because we technically didn't live there, and like we had to abide by certain rules of the house owner. I'm legit like crying up right now. I've never talked about this, that's why. I'm about to be on my period. Every single room in our hallway was with these clients. So one of them had schizophrenia. He was about, I believe, like 70 or 80, James, right? And then Christina, she had a room in front of us. She had schizophrenia, and they were just all clients, and like they all went to day programs and whatnot. We never told anybody this because I felt like for a while I was ashamed or embarrassed. And I remember our first year, like everybody would be commenting, oh my god, like how can you guys afford to live together? I feel like it just shows how things just aren't how they seem on social media, you know, because maybe to some of you guys, like you might have thought, oh, we were so rich or we had so much money. Like I kind of just felt ashamed of where we lived, and that's why we would do like room renovations, because in my head I was like, I want to make the most. I like want to save to like make the place look nice so we can have, you know, like good backgrounds for YouTube and all this shit that really just doesn't matter. You lived there for about 2 years with me. I've lived there for about 7 years. So basically just growing up, like all of my teen years, my roommates and basically what I would consider even my brothers and sisters, they were all clients and they were these patients with disabilities. So I was surrounded by that for 7 years. It is a blessing because even though my mom couldn't afford to have her own place, her boss was kind enough to let my mom and her 2 kids live there. And had it not been for that person, I don't know where we would have ended up living. As thankful as I was to even have a place, it was hard because I would wake up in the morning and there would be like poop on the ground sometimes because these patients, you know, they didn't have the best digestive system, and my mom would have to give them showers every morning. So while I'd be getting ready for high school, like my mom would be up at 5 in the morning to give them their shower, to give them their breakfast. Then over the years there were all of these new employees, so it kind of felt intrusive in a way, and it just never felt like home. I felt like the time that it did feel like home was when you moved in. you know? So when we first started making money on YouTube, like making all these videos in our little room, like my mom would always tell me like save your money, and I always knew to save my money. Even when I could afford to, I never bought like Gucci or spent my money on dumb things. Like literally a week ago, this girl, she was like, Alyssa wears the same sweats in every video, and I was like, girl, that's because I be buying and returning all my clothes on Instagram. I always felt like my number one priority was to save up for my parents. I was trying to save up for Christmas, and one of my goals is to buy her a house in the future, or at least get her out of that environment. So we got out and we managed to get our own apartment, which I'm so thankful for. My mom still lives in that environment, and my little brother still lives in that environment.
Get the gist of the whole thing. Her whole life has been planning to just save for her mom. She didn't want to spend on anything extravagant or anything really on herself, because she doesn't want to admit it, and a lot of people tell her this, is that she fails to put herself forward first, like in the bigger picture, that her end goal doesn't really involve a lot of herself. A lot of it involves her family. Doing that, she held off on buying things like, you know, like she said, cars, luxury items and stuff like that. And so in her mind, knowing that I didn't mind having to use my car for the 3 years that we're together, I didn't mind doing that for her. So she thought, okay, instead of getting myself a car, I could just save the money
by using his car.
By using my car, which I didn't mind. It was my idea.
The thing is, I would always feel so bad, and because of that, I felt like I didn't really hang out with my friends because I didn't want to use his car.
Yeah.
Like if I had to hang out with my friends, they'd always have to pick me up. I'd always have to get rides to places. I'd always use like Uber. I didn't want to take your car away from you. So for 3 years, I just didn't really have like a method of transportation, honestly. You guys are probably thinking like, oh, well, you're sitting in the car, so.
I would tell her from time to time.
Everyone would tell me.
Like, hey, maybe, think about getting a car. Not because I don't want to keep driving her around or nothing like that.
No, that's the reason why.
No,
you're like,
it's not. It's because, convenient.
No, he's like, I'm tired of her driving this thing. A week before I got this car, I was telling my friends, because we were talking about cars. Oh yeah, my dream car. I hope one day I can get a Tesla. My friends were like, I feel like you never get anything for yourself. You never splurge on yourself. You should get one. And then they were like giving me a little spiel about how you should spoil yourself every now and then. It's okay in life to get yourself nice things. Then I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. Whatever. Didn't even listen to them. I was like, whatever, girl. Because in my head, I'm like, I can just keep saving. I feel like that's a problem that a lot of first gen children face, and I was talking to my best friend about this too, and she feels the exact same way whenever she gets something nice. Growing up first gen, you just see your parents working so hard for you and sacrificing so much for you, and you might not realize it when you're younger, but then the second I got older, like I remembered all these things my mom did for me and my dad. So in my head, I always felt like if I spend my money on dumb things, I'm doing them a disservice. And then I felt like the universe was just like so many people were telling me all these things, and like even his mom was telling me like, oh, like when are you gonna get a car, girl? Like you're an adult now, like you need to get yourself a car. And then I would just not listen to anybody because I'm stubborn. And then you want to tell them what happened with the car?
Okay, before we get to that, I would like, because there's a lot of first gen people that watch us. We're both first gen, right?
We're both first gen.
But basically, the best thing you can do for your parents, aside from being able to take care of them, is that they're going to be just as happy knowing that you could take care of yourself. It's a great thing to take care of them. They care way more about you than about themselves. So just to throw that out there. Now here is what happened to my car.
Which is so sad because most of our first videos were filmed in your car.
No, yeah, that car has a very deep, sentimental, rooted symbol to me, to her, and maybe to some of you if you guys have been here long enough. So here's what happened to my car. It's not your fault. As some of you know, I work in a barbershop, fade in, tapers, all that stuff. She would have to drop me off. And then, drop me off to the barbershop. Car drove to the barbershop fine, and we've been doing this forever now. I get dropped off, and then a couple hours pass, and I get a call, and it's her going like, the car, it don't want to move.
No, and then, guys, like, the cars were beeping at me. I was stopping in the middle of the road. She was like, zzz, zzz. And the people were like, bah, 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 and they kept beeping at me, and the guy was like, he was like, and I was like, ah!
Basically, car broke down, and I start to stress out.
Because that's our only car.
Because it was the only form of transportation, and, we have things to do. So then that's what really pushed us going, you need a car.
Yeah, both of us were like, okay, buddy.
The main point is that, like, how are you going to get your mom a car if you can't even drive to the dealership?
that was when I took everybody's advice and I listened to my friends. Shout out to you, Vicky, because they were just telling me like it's okay to do these things. It's okay to splurge sometimes and take care of yourself.
And the other like expensive thing we did was Greece, and that was more my idea. To sum up Alyssa's spending habits, it's like she won't spend her money unless it's worth it. So if it's not gonna add value to her life in any sort of way, then she's not gonna buy it, because the most that she spends on really on a regular day basis is food.
Like not clothes. Like, girl, I'd be buying and returning it after I take my picture in it, because I'm like, that's expensive.
Like my car, she's getting fixed, she'll be back. The car payments on that car is gonna get paid off, so it's kind of like, you know, we're not retiring the car. It's not like a Hall of Fame speech or anything, but it's kind of like a new beginning sort of thing. Funny enough, I was the last person to drive her old car.
So then, yeah, moral of the story is I didn't want to buy a car because I was trying to save for my family.
Yeah, my car broke.
Then your car broke down, and then I was like, all right, universe.
It's about that time.
I was like, all right, universe, if you want me to get a car, I'm gonna get a car. I'm gonna get the car that I want. I'm gonna get this car.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh no, I felt guilty up until the point where we started driving it.
Very proud of you.
Why?
Because look at what you did.
I know, it's just like, so that's why it's like I was crying, you guys, because for me it was more than just getting a piece of metal. I was watching a Boogie with a Hoodie, his little documentary, and he was like, everybody got their trophies in life, mine is jewelry, because he loves like luxury chains. And I was like, okay, like that's true, like some people, they like to splurge on like camera
You're my
equipment.
trophy.
Thanks, Elon.
And it's an investment. Save the planet.
Yeah. This is our car, you guys. Okay, so everybody meet Chloe. That was my first car's name, and the thing that got me over like the fact that I had to give her up, I told myself whenever I get my new car, I'll just pretend she's reincarnated. So this is Chloe's spirit. Obviously, the reason I say this is our car is because, guys, like I say this with my whole heart, my whole chest, like I would not be able to afford this car or even do half the things that I do and be able to save for myself and my family if it was not for you guys. And like, you guys are always so nice, and even when I go through like my different moods, you guys always check up on me and you guys leave the sweetest comments, and I genuinely feel like I know you guys. If it was not for you guys, I would not have this car, 100%. I hate it when influencers or like celebrities, they never take the time to like acknowledge that, because if it was not for you guys, I would not have this at all. And I'm so thankful, and I love you guys, and I wish I could hug every single one of you guys, or like
we can't really hug.
We can't really hug right now. Meet Chloe, you guys. So you guys are gonna see so many more vlogs here. Should we film a mukbang on Tesla Autopilot or something?
I'm still trying to get used to it, even switching lanes.
Somebody screenshot this and send it to us.
Something fell.
That is crazy. There's YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, Twitch streaming. Even the doors are crazy. Like I have to click this button, and then it like the car connects to your phone. You have like here, I don't know if I have my wallet, but you use like a key thing.
A card. It's
you
a
use
card.
a key card.
So yeah, make sure you guys don't skip the ads so we can pay for this car. Make sure you guys come get a haircut so we can pay for this car.
We're joking.
But if anybody wants to... Alyssa doesn't have the best driving track record, as you guys may know from her, you know, story times about car accidents and whatnot.
That's why she drives herself.
That's exactly my point. So the less she has to do, the better safe it is for the public.
Oh.
I love this car. I love you. I'm so proud of you.
No sexy time in this car. It's white seats. All right, so that is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much. I feel like I'm gonna film in here all the time. It's like my new baby. Yeah, you know that meme when they're like, when you miss a Tesla payment and it's driving itself back to the dealership? If you're still here, comment Chloe to welcome her to the fam.
And send love and prayers to my car.
To Broomy.
Yeah, my car's name is Broomhilda because I like the movie Django.
Hopefully Broomy's okay.
So yeah, if you guys like the video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe.
And enter the giveaway.
Thanks for watching. We appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much. And
I love you guys. No, them other guys. Okay. Okay. Bye.